Hey, what's up you guys? I'm Sara Lubratt and today we are going to be talking about my plans for Camp NaNoWriMo April. Camp NaNoWriMo happens twice a year in April and in July, and it's an offshoot of NaNoWriMo, which stands for National Novel Writing Month, which happens every single November, where basically a bunch of people try to write 50,000 words in whatever project they're working on to basically fast draft the first draft of a story. The Camp NaNoWriMos that happen in April and July are a little bit more flexible, where you get to pick your word goal. I have decided to participate this year, but I've decided to participate kind of in a very specific way. And that kind of means that I'm going to be shifting the dates that I'm participating to not quite fitting into April exactly. So on March 10th, I ended up sending out my project DE, which I've been working on for like 4.5 years at this point in time, to beta readers. And so I do not have that project right now. I can't be working on that project right now because other people are reading it and are going to give me feedback on it. What this means is that for the next month or so, I'm going to be without a project to work on, which means that I'm going to get to start on something brand new. I don't think I'll be getting any beta reader feedback until about April 10th or somewhere in there. And because I'm giving my beta readers a month to read my project, I decided to take that month, even though it's a little bit earlier than Camp Nano April, to work on something brand new. Not exactly like brand new. I've had this idea for a while. I just haven't like really spent time working on it yet because I've been so focused on my project DE. But that being said, I'm going to spend the month leading up to April 10th, so about from March 10th to April 10th, I'm going to be working on a brand new story. I already know which one I have in mind, which I will talk about in a little bit, assuming that I can stick to this one project for the entirety of a month. But then by the time that April 10th rolls around, my plan is to put this brand new story on the side to rest a little bit for me to start going over beta reader feedback. I don't know how long that's going to take. I'm assuming that I will try and get through beta reader feedback in the last like 2/3 of the month of April. And that's how I'm going to like technically spend April Camp NaNoWriMo. But the part that I'm excited about, not that I'm not excited about that, but the part that I'm really excited about is getting to start a brand new story project. So for the month between March 10th and April 10th, I am going to be working on my side project entitled CBH. CBH is an abbreviation of the original like concept idea, and I have shared that online, so I'll say it now again. But that story title, or the concept title, is Cyborg Bounty Hunter. And I think I had the idea for this story about 3 years ago, but I haven't really gotten to write more than like 8,000 words in ideas. But it's kind of been like percolating in my brain. I've had some breakthroughs in the past couple of months with my thinking around this project, and so I'm very excited to dive in and spend a month drafting this project. That's the key though. I don't know how many words I actually want to get done during this month. So while NaNoWriMo has the set goal of hitting 50,000 words in the month of November, Camp NaNoWriMo is a little bit more flexible and you're allowed to choose what your word count goal is. And that's kind of where I'm not really sure what I want to do. And I'm kind of leaning towards not even picking a number for myself. I just want to get a significant chunk of the first draft done within a month. I have never fast drafted anything, and the most I've ever written in a month was like 23 or 26,000 words, and that was in Camp Nano July last year. And while that may have been my most productive drafting word month I've ever had, or at least ever documented, I'm pretty sure it's the best one I've ever had. I'm very excited about the prospect and opportunity to not take 3.5 years to draft the first draft of a story. And I'm so sorry, but they've been leaf blowing for like 2.5 hours and I don't want to keep waiting to film this video. So that being said, I am going into this next month-ish, even though I'm starting early, on a very productive creative streak. And I'm going to try and keep that up. My goal is to write at least a sentence every day. I'm thinking that way it's very low pressure, but I'm also hoping to get a significant chunk of the story onto the page. And because I've been thinking about it for so long, I'm hoping that's going to be relatively easy. I am being very nice to myself in this process, and whenever I get an idea, I just write it down. I do not overthink it. I don't try to think further than like the next like 2 chapters in what's going to happen, and I try not to censor censor myself on the page. So basically I'm trying to not edit myself in writing or just after writing. I'm going to wait to edit myself until the true second draft, assuming that this story ever gets to that point. Because again, very low pressure, we're keeping it very low maintenance. This is just a first draft, but I'm feeling very excited about this project, and so that is my goal for my early Camp NaNoWriMo April, is to get a significant portion of a first draft of this story done. I don't totally know what that means. I do have a number in my head that I would like to hit, but I don't want to force myself to get there. If that puts me in burnout or not having fun with my story or something, I'm trying to keep this a very lighthearted, positive experience while also getting a lot done. But I'm kind of going off of some of my previous rough draft numbers to kind of get an idea of what a significant portion of a rough draft would be. The rough draft of the book that I wrote in high school, I believe the first book ended at around 70 or 75,000 words. And then my project DE, I wrote a whole bunch of words for that project because I was writing the story as a whole and not just the first book. But when I figured out that I was writing the first book, I think the first book ended at about 87,000 words. So that's kind of the range I'm going for, thinking that the rough draft of the story will be somewhere between 70 and 80,000. However, at this current point in time, I think this book is a standalone, which is weird for me. I have not tried to write a standalone kind of since my project DE. That was supposed to be a 400 to 500 page book that has since turned into a trilogy, but this story currently, at the very least, is a standalone sci-fi novel, which is a new format because it's a standalone, and it's a new genre for me. I have not written something that was sci-fi, I think, ever. I have written a lot of fantasy stories, but this one is truly science fiction, and I'm very excited about that genre change. This story is told from 4 points of view, and the characters do interact almost immediately, which is also new because in my project DE, the characters don't interact until further on in the story, and so it was very easy to write that project out of chronological order, whereas this one, CBH, I think I'm gonna have to write it in chronological order, so this book is going to be full of new experiences for me. So this is sort of just my announcement video of what I'm working on during Camp NaNoWriMo in April. Please let me know down below what you are planning to work on, or if you're even planning on participating. If you're not, but you want to accomplish stuff during April anyways, please let me know down in the comments below. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up because it really supports my channel by telling the YouTube algorithm that you liked my video and that someone else might too. If you would like to follow along with my journey through Camp NaNoWriMo April of 2021, but you're not already, make sure you scroll down below, hit that big red subscribe button and that little notification bell next to it so you don't miss any of my brand new videos. Alright, I think that's gonna be it for me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Sara Lubratt. I am currently posting videos twice a week, and so I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!